Should I smoke this or not? You know, it's my vape, my way, doggone it. I'm the man of this house, and I'm gonna do what I want.
Hey, you smoking in here?
Hmm?
Are you smoking in here?
Mm-mm.
Are you smoking in here?
Mm-mm.
Are you smoking in here? See, you offer somebody, tell somebody to be in a video with you as a guest, and this what you do, show them vaping. What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
You know what, let's do this doggone video. Hey, my LimbO Line. LimbO here, and I am back as always with another video for you guys. So today's video, I actually have a special guest with me today. Y'all know that I always have Miss Araya with me every now and then, but this time I have her father slash my boyfriend Braxton here, and he's gonna be sharing this video with me today, you guys, so I am so excited. But before we get into this video, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and also make sure that you hit that little bell notification button so you can be notified every time that I post a video. And welcome to LimbO. So let's get started, y'all. Today's video is actually called Are You Smarter Than a Breastfeeding Mom? But it's actually going to be a fun video, you guys. So before we get started with that whole video, I'm actually going to have Bay introduce himself, and we're going to move on from there, okay?
My name is Braxton. I am Belinda's boyfriend, and I am Mariah's godparent.
What?
And, excuse me. I am Mariah's dad. I would never ever pick anybody else to be the parent. She's a wonderful mother. Breastfeeding journey has been amazing for her so far. So good, and it's cheap because we don't have to buy a lot of milk. But she's coming up to her end soon, and I'm thinking this is her last video before she transitions over into her new thing. So like she said, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because YouTube is a good thing for her.
Aww.
It keeps her sane and out of my business. Aww.
Anyway, you guys, that is enough of an introduction from him. We're actually going to be doing a lot of talking with Mr. Braxton today. So this is so exciting, you guys. So to start off this whole video, before we even get into the little game that we want to play and everything, I actually want to talk to him first about my YouTube journey so far. With that, I actually want to ask Mr. Braxton here, what is your opinion on the videos I've done so far as like how have I grown from the first video to I'm gonna say now?
Let's talk about the group, because the beginning it was a little rough, but it's always rough when you first start out. I think, but over time I feel like you progress majorly. You know, when it came to your channel, I thought, especially with the research, I mean, it was like, I have to do this today, I have to do that today, and sometimes I got super frustrated because I was like, man, we only got like 2 days off of work, like I want to spend time with her, but when it's YouTube day, it's like all YouTube.
So now y'all know I'm not lying, I do work.
Yeah,
I have a separate job.
Yeah, we both
have
jobs.
Do.
And it can be hard because she works 12 hours as well as I do. And I know for a fact that that can be a little bit, you know, rough. But I do commend her for being as consistent as she has been so far. Because she posts every week. You know, it might have been a mishap some weeks. I think a week in between.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't record because of technical things. But she is really fighting hard for a YouTube channel, and I am super, super proud that you kept with it, because you are a procrastinator. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, so bad sometimes. to the point where when you said you wanted to make a YouTube channel, like I was like, ooh, don't know how that's going to work out, but you really have shown me that you can do anything that you actually put your mind to. And apparently this is something that you actually want to do, so
yeah,
I'm super proud of you.
I forgot to actually mention in the beginning of my video, the reason why I'm actually doing this video as my end video with him being a guest today is because I reached 60 subscribers, and I was so excited about that. And my goal was, if I reached 60 subscribers before Araya actually turned 1 year old, I was actually going to do a video like this with him in it. But I thought that I probably wouldn't hit 60 until like the pregnancy segment, but it happened faster than I thought, so here he is. So I'm excited about that, you guys. But going on with our questions, this is like an interview.
Apparently so.
But going on with our questions here, I'm going to ask you about one particular video that I did that was just off the top of the dome to get like your opinion on it, which was my ranting video.
Okay.
What was your opinion on my ranting video?
I think it was extremely necessary, because as men, we have to stop subjecting women to what our idea of breastfeeding is. It's to the point now where I'm so overprotective. If we go out in public, nobody can say anything to her about her breastfeeding our child. At that point, I feel like I'm the security guard, and it's like, hey, don't say anything to her, because at the end of the day, my child has to be fed, regardless if you don't like the way she's being fed. If you might not like it, but it's a lot of things that several people do that I don't like, but I don't speak on it because it's not necessarily my issue. So I feel like it was necessary. I really appreciated you for doing the video. I told you that my idea was the same because we had some of the same opinions about some of the same issues that you actually went over inside of that. So I really did appreciate you making that video. I was super proud. I know that video got some dislikes, but hey, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's still I think that's still like your top view video, if I ain't mistaken, is it?
It's one of them.
Well, one of the top view. That's all I can really pretty much say about it. I mean, we just have to make sure that before we speak about something we know nothing about, because it's already hard enough for the woman to want to breastfeed, and for her to do it in public openly in front of everybody. I feel like they should be more comfortable and feel more comfortable or secure when they're around certain people. I just feel that way.
Yeah,
I do.
You might as well go get her.
I ain't want to be getting out this shit.
Oh, I go get her.
Yeah, I'm lower than you.
One moment, you guys.
Hi, it's LimbO Line. Hello. Welcome to my channel.
Okay, you guys, so I have another guest today as well. Miss Araya is back with us for today.
That's the queen.
She just woke up, actually. I guess she's reading whatever the notes are that I got written down here. So we're going to let her finish with the interview for us. You want to finish with the interview? So moving on with our video today, we're actually going to play this question game, which is, are you smarter than a breastfeeding mom? But with the questions that I'm actually going to ask them, it's not necessarily all about breastfeeding and everything. It's just about our journey in general, but it is majority breastfeeding questions. I'm going to ask him these questions and see what his answer is and his opinion on everything as well. So let's get started, you guys.
Bring it!
Okay, first question. How did you feel with me wanting to breastfeed at first? Like when I was just like pregnant with Araya and everything.
I'm gonna be honest. You know me, I'm cheaper than you. So I was kind of like, ain't got to buy no milk, because the milk is already here. So I was fine with it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, and because of the health reason, I heard that the baby don't get sick too much. So I think that was good,
and when we look back on it now, Araya really hasn't been sick this whole year. I think she got like a cold one time, but it only lasts for like 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
But okay. So question number 2. Was there ever a time where you just knew breastfeeding wouldn't work?
Definitely. When we first brought the baby home, it was I think she was maybe like 2, maybe about.
So we just got home?
Yeah, when we first got home. I think she was maybe about 4 days old at the time. And she was not latching, and she was crying. We both were stressed out because it was our first child. So I was just, at that point, I was like, well, maybe we should try the formula thing. She got so upset about it because she was like, well, breastfeeding is what I wanted to do, which I understand. But we actually had like sample packs of Infamil here that we actually got sent to us while she was pregnant, and that we used that, and that actually helped out a lot. And then her sister, shout out to Veronica, because she has been a godsend through this whole process of Belinda breastfeeding. She just is a wonderful person all the way around the board. So from South Carolina all the way to Washington, we love you and we do appreciate you greatly for everything that you have done. So Veronica, which is Belinda's sister, she bought us nipple shields. And the nipple shields that she bought.
Look at you knowing the proper name.
Y'all, he know too.
He doing good with this breastfeeding thing, y'all.
Yeah, so she bought her nipple shields, and when she bought them, it was like instantly, like when she latched onto them, the milk just started coming out, and everything went so much smoothly after that. And ever since that 5th day to right now, she's been breastfeeding.
I mean, now, y'all already know from my past videos, of course, she does get formula and stuff like that now because she's older. She has to eat a lot more. My supply is starting to shrink a little bit, but with the help of that fenugreek, it actually keeps it up a good bit still for me to still be able to breastfeed her like I want to make it to my year. So she does get the formula now, like I discussed with you guys in the other video. But, you know, breastfeeding is still going on like I told y'all. I'm not out of the game yet. Okay, next question. Oh, shoot with the next question. Would you change our decision to breastfeed if you could?
I wouldn't.
Why?
I think the experience, number one, was great. And I feel like now that I actually have the experience, I have some friends that are actually first-time baby-ers, if I must say, like us also. And the guys, like, they call sometime and they ask questions like, so what do I do with the breast milk bag? Do I just do this, and can I just warm it up in the microwave, or do I just do this? And I can actually have the effective answer to let them do it the correct way.
Right.
You know, so it benefits not only them but also the baby too. So I wouldn't change it. I think it was a wonderful idea all the way around.
Okay. Next question. If Araya let me read it. Do you think a year goal was too long or too short?
I think I'm in between about that question.
Really?
Yeah, because I see some people that breastfeed afterwards, and then plus also, I know that you're not going to be at your happiest at first when you take her off, only because, like I say, it's so easy for you at night because, you know, you guys, both of y'all will be in the bed together, and she can just, and then you can just, you know, so it's like boom, bam, like. Just like that. But when you actually have to give the bottle, you have to get up constantly, you know, throughout the night sometimes to make sure, you know. But I've learned now when she sleep, the scheduling does not affect the baby. Don't wake her up. Just let her sleep it out. When she's hungry, she will wake up. So now I know that, but I mean, it's almost done now. So.
Yeah. But we learn. We learn. So we'll be ready if there are others.
Correct.
Next question. How do you feel about us using formula in our routine as well? So, like, now that we're using formula and with me breastfeeding her, at the same time, how do you feel about that routine now? Like, do you think we should have went straight to just, you know, skipping the whole year plan and just going straight to formula, like, maybe after the 6-month period time? Or are you okay with the routine that we have now with formula and she's still getting breastfed?
I'm super okay with the routine now. I don't think that we should have switched earlier. I feel like the time frame was good. I don't really question your motherly instincts when it comes to breastfeeding and formula, because I know for a fact also, number one, you're not going to hurt your child. I know that for a fact. Number two, I know for a fact also that breastfeeding has been very helpful for you and also for her. So I would never say that it was, a thing that shouldn't have been done, with faster or whatever. I think the time frame that you set up was great.
So you think that us having a formula in the routine is still like good? Like you wouldn't change how we're doing that?
No,
Okay.
not a bit.
Okay. Do you think I'm still considered a breastfeeding mom even though formula is in our routine now?
Absolutely.
Like an exclusively breastfeeding mom?
Absolutely. Because you breastfeed. This is the difference that people don't understand. Yes, she does get formula, but most of the formula that she gets is because of me. When Belinda's home, she breastfeeds consistently. So it's not like I wouldn't get up and get a bottle because, hey, I'm daddy. You know what I mean? But she's mama. And she has breast milk or whatever that's, that she has to get up off of herself also so she don't get engorged or so she don't hurt or so she don't leak excessively herself. So you can't only just think about the baby in a sense because there's certain things that she has to do to release herself also to make sure, nothing goes wrong with her because she's still going to need them things when she finished.
Yeah. And you guys, I still do store my breast milk as well after pumping at work, which y'all already know my other video on pumping at work, the guy to pumping at work. I still do pump while I'm at work and store that milk, and it is still in the freezer for us to use in emergency cases. But I breastfeed enough to the point of where even if we do use formula every now and then, like I told you guys, we really don't use too many bottles of formula anyway if I'm home to breastfeed. So, where was I going with this? Oh, we do still store milk, but we use them for emergency purposes because since I'm home all the time, because if he doesn't have her, I have her. So if I have her, I don't need the milk that's stored. So I could just feed her from my boob. So we have it for emergency purposes and all like that. But, it's still there. Check out that video on storing milk too, y'all.
That was a good video.
Thank you. See? Check it out. The next question is, do you think Araya still gets a huge amount of breast milk regardless of formula?
Yes.
Okay. That was a simple question. Was having a breastfeeding girlfriend hard to get used to?
Oh, yeah.
I guess having a breastfeeding mom as a girlfriend.
Yeah, it was extreme. Well, at first, it was extreme. Like, the first 3 months after she was born, it was, like, very complicated. Because me being the guy, me loving Belinda the way that I do, I knew for a fact that I was going to have to be more of a protector than I already am because of the baby and, of course, because of her. Because when we go out in public, I didn't want anybody to say anything to her out of the way. Not saying that I promote violence because I don't. That's not something that I'm very, huge on. But I will say this and mean it. I will not allow anybody to disrespect her because, number one, I love her to death, and number two, she is the mother of my child. So it's certain things that we just not going to, I'm not going to allow as a guy or as her man. I just don't appreciate the level of disrespect that some guys give. Was it hard to get adjusted to you doing it? At first, yeah. But when I looked at you over time and how much you grew into it, I was kind of like, oh, she got this. Hands down. Like, this is easy now. I felt more comfortable going out in public with her because she knew certain things to do, like get a baby cover so nobody can see certain things. Because at first I was like, oh no, man, you're not gonna walk around in no mall with your, boom boom bam out, and then I'm just supposed to sit over here and just be like Heisman, everybody coming through. Like, no, back up off her because it's a nice like cantaloupe shaped thing just here, and then everybody just. And no, I don't think that'd be very good, but I do appreciate you doing things to make me feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I try to make you as comfortable as possible. Now, just like I said in my previous videos before, there have been a couple of times, maybe like 1 or 2, maybe 3 times that I might have forgot my cover or something like that when I was like just fully breastfeeding her. Like she didn't get nothing else at all because she was still really, really small. And I had to do what I had to do. So I had to go wherever I could and just breastfeed however I could because I didn't have anything to cover her up at the time. Because sometimes we forget those things, you know, if you don't have it in your bag already. And I used to move stuff out that diaper bag a lot. So, yeah, so, you know, but it's better. It gets better with time. Ooh, this is a good one. How hard was it learning how to use the storage bags? The breast milk storage bags.
I used to be so tired. I would put the wrong ounce. I would put no date. I would just throw that thing in the freezer and just be like, hey, they say this stuff good for 6 months. I'm pretty sure we'll use it before then. She used to get upset about it, but man, I got to be to work at 6:45. So if she wake up at 2:40 and I have to give her a bottle, and or when it's time for you to actually pump and store the milk, I'm like, man, look, this thing in the freezer.
But I think we made it easier. Like I just started writing on it anyway and then giving it to you.
You had to because I wasn't writing anything.
Yeah.
It was complicated a little bit at first. And she had to kind of like teach me the bag. Even though I see where the ounce would say 1 ounce, it's a certain way the bag is positioned. And when she did a certain something to it, I still don't know to this day, but it would be actually 2 ounces, maybe instead of 1 or 1.5, close to 2 ounces. So I'd be like, oh, well, how you did that? She'd be like, well, you supposed to do it this way. I did it wrong the whole time. So,
because you guys remember in the video that we talk about storing your milk, the video that we talk about that, remember, is a certain amount of milk that you need to actually put in each storage bag so that you won't be using an accessible amount of milk, especially for a newborn baby, because their stomach is like as small as a marble. So they're not going to drink no more than about 2-3 ounces anyway at that point. So make sure that you check out that video so you can know the proper amount that is advised to be putting in those storage bags when you're first starting out, all right? The next question that I have for you guys, God, dog, I'm so used to talking to just y'all. I got company today. Confused.
I've asked to do a video all this time. We get to the end and now it's time for
Oh, you're getting confused-rated.
What?
I'll put a definition on there.
Please don't.
Confused and frustrated. Confused-rated. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Crazy.
What's that a mixture of?
Crazy and silly.
Okay. Okay, so the question I have for you that I actually didn't write down, but I just thought about this before I asked you this last question. Do you have any funny moments that have happened to either me or you, Araya, or all of us or anything during this breastfeeding, just the breastfeeding journey?
Yes.
What?
Just one story. Araya was crying so bad one night, and I was super tired. And I know men don't have breast milk, but for some reason she just kept trying to get my nipple. And one night, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I let her have it. And she kind of sucked it for a second, and then looked back at me and kind of like, and noticed nothing was in it, and was kind of like, nah, I don't think I want to do this no more. And surprisingly, after that, she went to sleep, just like that. So I guess like around you know, a man, we might be got like a little bit of melatonin or something around there.
No, what it is,
a NyQuil, or Tylenol, or something.
What
a
it
little
is,
medication.
What it is that a lot of times when a lot of breastfed babies, they tend to use their mama's nipple even when they're not hungry. They tend to use their mama's nipple as a pacifier to help them go to sleep. So that's probably what she did. She probably used you as a pacifier.
Oh, well, I pacified.
She probably used it. If she did stay on there for a second, I can't believe it. But if she did stay on there for a second, then yeah, then that's probably what it was for.
Yeah, well, I helped my baby, man.
Okay. Last question that I have for you. What advice would you give other dads, especially first timers, who want to be active in the breastfeeding journey with their significant other, baby mama, etc.?
Okay, well, here's my rant. Number one, for dads, I only have like 3 things. First thing, in order to be an active dad when it comes to breastfeeding, make sure that you are active all the way around the board. You can't worry about breastfeeding if you're not around at all. The woman didn't decide to have the child by herself. Support is a major thing when you're having a child. If you are willing to lay down and do things that we all know there's a possibility for you to have a child, you have to make sure that you are responsible in taking care of that child. And I hate that to see women have to struggle so hard sometimes to take care of kids on their own. It kills me only to see that their man or baby's dad, or however you want to, justify it, buying sneakers and gold chains and gold teeth and new cars, but she can't even get a box of Pampers out of you for the child. You know what I mean?
Right.
Number 2, if you are an active dad and you're doing breastfeeding, just follow the mother's rule. If she tells you that you have to use this many bags and this many ounces for today, do exactly that. Only because it might be something going on with her where she might be engorged, she might be swelling, it might be, breaking up some, across the nipple area, and she can't pump how she wants to because she has to wait for that to heal because it hurts very bad, from my opinion of seeing what she went through. So if she's telling you that you're going to have to kind of ration it out, the baby is not going to go hungry if that's what you're thinking. It's not going to happen. But what I'm explaining is she knows how much her body can handle, and she knows that her pumping more milk right now is not an option for her. And you just have to listen to that. She's vocal to you about it, because a breastfeeding mom, for my girl, if I can only speak for her, when she told me about the situation, she already felt bad enough about it. This is going into number 3. Don't make your significant other or your spouse, or however you would like to, justify that, don't make her feel bad about certain things. She's getting close to her 12-month mark now for the year, so the milk supply is not what it used to be. It's not extremely lower, but we can tell a difference from beginning breastfeeding journey to now. And it's been very good at the beginning all the way to now. And I think this is the reason why she wants to make this her cutoff point, because she's noticing the change in her body also now, from when you have to go from one time you cannot not wear breast pads at all, you know what I mean, without leaking, because you know you were going to leak. And then now sometimes you can be a little bit more free because you know for a fact, well, it's not really leaking too much today, so if I don't decide, and that gives her a little bit of security back of being back in her own body after having a child. I wasn't going to mention this part, but I guess I'll say it now also. Even after pregnancy, just be active as a parent all the way around the board. These kids need us just as much as we need them. And it's important that we are good parents to our kids, so they grow up, so they can see a generational chain growing, so they can be great parents to their kids. Well, not her, because she can't have boyfriends, but it's just, that's just, hey. But I think that's about it. Y'all heard the part about no boyfriends? Okay, just make sure I heard that. That's cool.
Those are some good advice tips that you have for her. Well, for them. For the guys. That's wonderful. And you guys, I always tell y'all already know my goal has been 1 year. So I feel like even though I've been seeing like differences, but because I know certain things to keep the flow going so that I can finish up my year, even though I see the differences, I'm so excited that I actually made it to my goal, because my goal was a year. So the fact that it is changing a little bit for me, it really doesn't faze me too much, because I'm like, hey, we here, we made it. So, you know, make sure that you guys stay encouraged to make it to your goal, like I always tell y'all, because we ain't no quitters. Y'all already know that. That's my slogan for y'all. You know that.
We ain't no quitters.
We ain't no quitters.
That is so Southern.
It is. But it's a statement.
That's okay. I'm Southern too. I ain't mad at you.
I actually want to ask Braxton if he has any questions for me.
I don't have any questions for you as far as breastfeeding goes.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a statement, and that'll be all.
Okay.
I really am super proud of you, all the way around the board, about everything that you've done from start to finish. You did not give up, even in the times when I felt like we should have. You were still so adamant about pushing on this journey. And at first I was a little bit confused by it, but I'm glad that you stuck with it, because I just feel like it helped you so much as a mom. Y'all bonding is so great now. You know, I just love the fact that you did not give up on it. You actually gave it a fair try. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying, you know what, forget it. She can't do it, then oh well, I'm just not going to worry about it. You actually stuck with it, and it actually paid off for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did.
Number 2, I'm super proud of you with your YouTube channel. You've been doing so great lately. And please subscribe to the channel. If you knew how much she go through on a weekly basis, as far as writing this, researching this, doing all this stuff just to get this video out that you got, making me mad. You know, like, because I want to spend time with my girlfriend, but she's here majority of the time with you guys.
Thank you, babe. Pound it.
Yes, ma'am.
But all right, you guys, that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I actually had a lot of fun doing this video with my 2 favorite people. So I actually had a lot of fun with doing this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my special guest. Well, guest, because she woke up and made her own entrance into the video as well. Now, you guys remember, this is the last video of our breastfeeding journey. The last video. Anyway, this is the last video, you guys, and I am so excited about it. So you guys already remember, the next segment that we're entering into is pregnancy and delivery. So we're going to hop into that. So the next time that I see you guys, it will be talking about pregnancy so that we can go into the realm of delivery as well, okay? Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and also make sure to hit that bell notification button so you get notified every time I post a new video. As always, y'all stay blessed. Bye.